guys, here it's the Game Achiever, and we will be making yet again another video. It's been a while since I uploaded, but this will be on a game that I have been playing a lot recently, but never decided to upload to my channel. But this is going to be sort of a rant video and an opinion video on Mortal Kombat 11. Now, as you all may know, this is the newest Mortal Kombat game, and it differs very much from its predecessors. Like, this game is really more neutral based, footsie, spacing, width, you can get whiff punished crazily. It's not too big on combos either. I mean, you're not doing like crazy input combos. Everything's pretty toned down, right? But there are some things in this game that makes it very hard to play. Now, by hard to play, I mean make it less fun to play. I mean, this game, in my opinion, is very unbalanced, and to a degree, when it comes down to characters and the way certain characters are developed. Like, sometimes it makes you question, like, what did they want? Like, some characters are like perfectly made. Some characters are are pretty balanced. Characters such as Johnny Cage, in my opinion, characters like, honestly, I know this is unpopular opinion, Garrus, but still, like, Sonya, you got people like Johnny Cage who's, he can do great in zoning and getting in. He has some good mids, but a lot of his combos and a lot of his pressure comes from highs. So if you know what's coming, then you can get easily, down 2 crushing load off of it. You got Sonya, I mean, not Sonya, Cassie, who I can go on and make character development thingies all day, but the point is, some characters are balanced, some characters are okay. I mean, characters like, in my opinion, you got characters like, Scarlet, maybe Collector, who don't excel much in, like, really, they don't excel much in maybe one more thing. They do a little of everything, but they're not that good at it, and then you got some characters who are just plain out, I mean, you got some characters who are overpowered, characters like Shang Tsung, in my opinion, Cabal, characters who have really great buttons that characters can only dream of. You got Shang Tsung, who I think this man has like a 6 frame or 6 to 7 frame down 1, down 3-2. His low attacks are ridiculous. I mean, his mids, he has a lot of mids. He has some good crushing blows, and overall he can zone you, fight up close, and fight mid screen. And he has so many variation moves that he can have. You got people like Cabal, who can pretty much just whiff punish you and punish you for any button that you press at the wrong distance. I mean, and you gotta pretty much zone Cabal out, in my opinion, because in a certain range, he pretty much he beats you out at it. I mean, his down back 2, I mean down 1, I mean back 1-2, that can be comboed into. And then he has many combo extenders like extended hook, low hook, and that little last move where he does like a hook, I mean like attacking, and then it goes into a low or a mid if you meter burn it. And then you got some characters who are just flat out broken. I mean, you got people like Sonya. Sonya has mix-ups for days. She has consistent 40% combos, and they're not that hard to do. I mean, you got people like her who can zone you, fight up close, fight mid, control neutral. I mean, her back 1-2, I mean back 1-4 is like ridiculous. It goes into, you can mix it up into a very quick overhead that, in my opinion, isn't reactable. It's like you have to predict whether or not she's gonna do it or not. There's no, oh, let's wait for it and get a clean punish. No, it's like, oh, guess it or guess it wrong. I mean, she has that. She can convert into a low. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then you got Liu Kang, who's just cheesy, in my opinion. I mean, I know Liu Kang, I don't know, he's like, in MKX he was kind of broken too. I mean, his meter burn and his fireball cancel combos, where he can pretty much mix you up or keep consistent pressure on you pretty much the whole game. He can literally 0 to death you. But in this game, I mean, he has a 7-frame mid, which is his forward 4. That's so overpowered. He can stagger it. I mean, his staggers. I know calling things overpowered sounds immature, but trust me, it is. Especially with people like Liu Kang, where he can open you, he can throw loop you. So it's either you know how to tech or you low profile the throw. The mids are overpowered. Some of his mids, like his 4-4, his 4-3-3. I mean, that's consistent pressure because he can literally go right back into any move he wants. He can stagger you. His combos. He has the best parry in the game, arguably. No, without a doubt, the best parry in the game. And you get a crushing blow off of it, meaning that you're forced into a position where if you wake up, you can get punished. If you roll, you can get thrown out of it. And if you try to low profile his throws while teching, you can get, you know, baited. I mean, you can get throw baited by him. And his zoning. And this is an issue. I don't know why, but in this game, there's like a huge trend of characters that aren't meant to be zoners, but are good at it. You got people like Baraka, Cassie, Sonya, to an extent Johnny Cage, Liu Kang. These characters can literally outzone you the mess out. But even then, Liu Kang has a weakness and you can exploit it. I mean, and he's not impossible to play with. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not fun. He can be fun to play against, but you got people who are just completely broken, and people like that. I mean, people sleep on Jax, and they've been sleeping on him for a very long time. But in this game, he is actually a little too strong, in my opinion. I played Jax. I'm personally a Jax man. You see, I got the full Chronica set, but it's like this. He has a staggerable 7-frame mid, which is his 4-3-3, that he can convert into either an overhead, or if you have a certain variation, a low. His variation, his pro wrestler variation, that's in my opinion, it's a little broken. I mean, it literally tells you to not do any it tells you don't do a combo, pretty much. You can get easy 20% off of a one string, and it has superheated fists, so meaning that you can consistently get your fists heated up. You can zone back, or you can get a crushing blow off of it. Certain crushing blows can be converted off of, like his back 2 fully charged that. But I mean, I know people can argue, oh yeah, you can zone Jax. That's the only solution. Other than that, he can control neutral. He can grab loop you, throw loop you. I mean, frame trap. I mean, you got people like Cassie who can frame trap you, and I mean that's kind of an annoyance. But this man Jax, when I tell you frame trap, he will have you blocking the whole game. Not to mention that his throw doesn't have a crushing blow unless he gets his fist superheated, so he gets rewarded for punishing you. You got people like Sub-Zero. He's completely staggerable. Now I don't understand what he's like a bit of a controversial pick. I mean, you either hate him or you defend him. In my opinion, I personally hate playing against him, but he was the first character I mained. I mean, he has mix-ups, and everybody knows this guy is actually 50-50 king, putting you in positions where if you guess wrong, you get a full combo. I mean, you can get either crushing blowed, comboed, full combo punish, or if you simply guess wrong, you can miss a turn to punish or something like that. I mean, he can, and honestly, I say he can be a bit of a, I think 25-75 mix-up, because literally, you know how 50-50s are. He has like a 25-75 mix-up, where he can 75% goes into grabbing the overhead or the low, or to the overhead low mix-up. His grab game makes you pretty much afraid. He pretty much makes you afraid to block. So you have no choice but to either roll out, or you have no choice but to wake up attack him. But yeah, he's pretty strong. Now I can say this: his combos don't do the most damage, but his slide is very unreactable. You have to predict it. Like I said, there's no wind up time, it's instant, and off of 3 amplified slides, he gets a 30% crushing blow. That has cost me many games, and I've done it to people before and actually took back games I shouldn't have won. People like Aaron Black, who has like a 6-frame mid, his back 2-2, which also can go into a combo conversion or a 50-50 mix-up where he can choose to slide. Now Aaron Black's slide is a little more reactable, but you constantly online, every Aaron Black I fight or go against have the mentality to do cheesy 50-50 mix-ups into drop kick or slide is actually quite annoying, and just pretty much all they're doing all day is backing up. I'm gonna show you some gameplay of how some of these may be. Aaron Black has a 6-frame down 1. A 6-frame down 1. That's the fastest down 1 a down 1 can go. This man has a 6-frame down 1. It's completely spammable. And his down 3? 7 frames and covers good distance. His down 4 too? 8 frames, covers even more distance. All his pokes are good. You have this, what's the name? You have his at the door. Now this is broken. Even though it's a 19 frame startup, that is good. I mean, you can just throw it out there. Look at this. It's completely unreactable. You know, you can block, you can do whatever. That's the bread and butter combo, and a lot of people like to go and throw off of it. But things like that, man. You have Aaron Black's, that's a real issue in my opinion, because you cannot jump out of it. Now I'm gonna make the AI jump out of it. I'm gonna make the AI jump. Watch as he tries to jump. You can literally convert off of that. It catches the opponent landing because it hits at an arc. Look at that. Usually characters will have to try something different. But no. But yeah, Aaron Black has a good mid. 50-50s. A lot of people convert off of this. You can do the overhead. I'm not sure. I'm not very good at converting into the low, but yeah. That, or you can go into this slide or whatnot. Corner combos. He has great zoning. Well, it's not the best, but it's okay. What would make this more overpowered if he didn't have to, if there wasn't so much you have to maintain with it. I mean, after you shoot one bullet, you have to reload it if you want it. You have that. You got Scud Shot, which is kind of broken. He says absolutely, he pretty much says no to zoners. You can literally hold it for as long as you want, pretty much, or to reasonable time. If you EX it, he shoots it without having to do a counter. Pretty much a free projectile. You can do that. It destroys any type of projectile. When I'm talking about lightning, ice balls. I think the only projectile I can't shoot through is Sub-Zero's EX freeze ball. But other than that, nothing can go through this. I mean, he's a counter to zoner. Honestly, there's been times where I've been completely zoned out. You have to respect it. This right here is a real issue. It catches opponents jumping, and on the second hit, that's a crushing blow. Now that's not the issue, but the fact that it opens up to cheap 50-50s is an issue. I know what you guys saying. Oh, well, maybe you're just bad at countering Aaron Black, but still, this is pretty much what you go through online when you shoot. This gets a crushing blow. I mean, that's just a character. I'm not gonna do a rant video on every character, but that's just some of the stuff that certain characters have that separate them from bottom tier to a complete SS tier. Now here's another thing. It's a wake up system. You're very limited in wake ups. Wake ups, if sometimes it feels like you have no options during wake up. But by that I mean you have a roll you can do. You can do that, which is pretty much an anti-air. And this the regular get up attack. So now there's literally only 3 things you can do at wake up. You can roll forwards, backwards, or something like that, but it's not very in depth at that. Some people say the wake up system is fair, but I bet they're different in my opinion. Sometimes you have to respect it, but against people like Sub-Zero, wake ups can completely get stuffed. I mean, you can walk up and grab. If you try to block it or whatnot, sure, it's 50-50 time. This is your best friend to fight him. But other than that, wake ups feel very limited. Another point about this is the online. Now I guess it's immature and completely unethical to base a game or review a game solely on this community. But when I tell you this game has a toxic community, is one of the worst I've seen in my time. I mean, you go against people who, like I said, play the cheapest characters on earth, and then teabag at the end as if they're good. And then once that happens, you get a message saying, "Oh, you're trash," or "Get good," or something like that, and it's completely annoying. And I'm not saying I can't deal with it, because trust me, I can deal with it. But the issue with that is that it feels less play. I mean, it's a gamble every time you play online, whether or not you're gonna get somebody at least decent to fight, or somebody who's just gonna play cheese all the game. You know, somebody who pretty much uses the 2 most overpowered or defined moves on a person and then spam it. Like I said, there are various tiers that can define somebody, and you know, online, as toxic as it is, I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to deal with it. But if you're trying to learn somebody and this person just so happens to be low tier, then you're gonna be in for a treat, because all you're gonna run into is scorpions all day, cabals all day, Aaron Black all day, noob cybots. You know, the most complained about characters, or the most disliked characters when it comes down to playing against. Yeah, I mean, say I'm trying to learn Liu Kang, which is arguably one of the worst characters in this game. It pretty much resorts to you having to grab throw spam because he has nothing else to open people up. I mean, he has one little low that goes into a low mid low, but there's nothing else to really make it safe. He has Z-Hat, but Z-Hat doesn't, if the opponent knows it's coming, then you can easily just get down one off of it, or get hit with a fast enough move that you can get full combo punished off of it, crushing blow even. And like I said, you got people running around with people like Jax doing cheap 50-50s, or whenever you block, you're getting throw loop because his grab leaves you literally 2 feet in front of him. Or you got people like Shang Tsung, who whenever he misses an attack can instantly down 3, grab into you again, chain loop you, and sit there zone all day. Or you got people like, come on, the list goes on. And then you got people who feel underdeveloped, and the thing about it is they were better in the last game. There was so much more. For instance, Liu Kang, he was a respectable opponent back then. He had a few mix-ups, but even then he wasn't the best. But he's even worse in this game. I'm not even gonna talk about him. It's widely accepted. Everybody feels mutually about it that this is a universal feel that Kodokan sucks. I mean, look at him frowning. He knows we're talking about him. He sucks. I mean, he has a few good mids, but other than that, he has no mix-ups. So opening opponents up It would evolve you to either spam the unblockable move, which was one of his best moves actually. No lie, it's actually one of the best moves in this game, but hey, spamming that or grab throwing. I mean, throwing. It's very one-sided. I say there's not much more to it. I mean, you get lucky, you catch an opponent because he has some good mids. His damage is good, but everything else just mix up some offense. He's highly punishable on most things. A lot of things don't combo. He has a few combo starters. Other than that, he's bad. Devora, who isn't the worst, but isn't good. I mean, shit, she pretty much sucks. I mean, she has a few overheads, and that's it. Some characters feel underdeveloped, and then some characters, on the other hand, feel completely. It's like a professor himself designed it. I mean, you have people like Aaron Black. They spoiled this kid. You have people like Sub-Zero. He's very thought. Even though he's kind of cheap, he's thought out well. I mean, they gave him some good stuff, but they didn't give him too much. Still not enough to give him to not make him, overpowered. But you got people who have thought put into him, especially Sonya. I mean, I felt like they were just obsessed with Sonya, and they were designing her while looking at a poster of her, and they're like, "Oh God, Sonya, what can I do for you to love me?" And she whispered in their ear, "Give me 40% mid-screen combos and 50% corner combos," and then boom, up to you. Man, look, you got people like Johnny Cage. Like I said, he's a good character, but I don't necessarily play him anymore because he feels lackluster. Like there's not much to do but throw mids out. Throw hopeless highs out and hope to God somebody doesn't down two crushing blow you from it, or spam throws. Shao Kahn, I don't have him, but I surely do know from playing against a whole bunch of them that Shao Kahn isn't overpowered, but he is good. I don't know why they say he's bad. I mean, he's quite deceiving actually. You'd think he swings around a big hammer and his moves do a lot of damage but are slow. He's fast and he uses his hammer in unethical ways. I mean, he's just throwing him around. He literally throws his hammer into the air most of the time, and that double low stagger, man, don't give me his poke. Oh gosh. But yeah, I feel like this game needs a definite balance patch. Buffs towards the lower tier characters or the characters who need it. I mean, even there are certain things on broken characters that need a buff. And I can give you an example. Jax's full screen. He has a full screen ground pound, but decreasing the startup frames on it can make it a little bit more viable. Cassie Cage. Maybe give her like a new move to add on her new moveset that can open people up. I mean, Cassie's good, but she depends a lot on her staggers and range necessarily because she doesn't have many tools to open people up, but throwing or staggering, honestly. Like in a lot of characters. Johnny Cage, give him a good mid. I mean, give him a mid that you can throw. Give him another mid. I mean, combo starter. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like this game is really good, but I mean, it's boring to fight against online and just fight consistently against scorpions, noob sidebots. I mean, I run into somebody with a noob sidebot, calling card or whatnot, player icon all the time. Some characters feel cheesy, and I feel like other characters like feel completely neglected. I mean, Kotal Khan, if they gave him a mix-up, maybe he'll be good. I mean, everybody knows that none of his combos end in a low, so you're pretty much blocking high most of the time. Even if you get hit by his lows, they don't convert to anything, really. They really don't convert into anything. Certain characters are kind of tuned up a little too much when it comes down to damage. Baraka. Raiden. Especially her. Sonya. And people complain about Garrus a lot. and I can understand why. I mean, his damage is through the roof for very simplistic inputs. I mean, his combos, Garrus is definitely a very simple, it's pretty much a simple tank character. I mean, he has moves that are very strong and easy to input, but highly predictable. I mean, he is what you make of it. I mean, he has 50/50s. I could do a Garrus guide very soon. I could do a guide on a lot of these characters to also add some more merit to my arguments about certain characters being overpowered and stuff, and give you a gameplay. But yeah, I feel like some characters at the end of the day need to be tuned up and tuned down a bit. Some gameplay mechanics I wish were changed, like the fatal blow system, or a lot of this. There's more I can talk about. But yeah, if you guys agree with me, make sure you leave a like in the comments, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more content very soon. So yeah, make sure you guys protest, get these points out there. I know you guys have them in mind too. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.